So guys, the Gaijin community update that we had during last week, we had for China basically some tease, right? A tease for some vehicles that would come. They talk about how it will be a priority to actually add domestic vehicles to help China, that they are going to add and they're working on a SAM, a new SAM, a surface-to-air missile system, a new top tier jet, a new top jet, right? And some other things that we will see in the short term. And then he talks about expanding on vehicles provided by Pakistani vehicles and also the actual popular US-made main battle tank that we already talked about. So here are three vehicles that they might be actually talking about, okay? Some of them already did talk a little bit about it, but I think, some of them we need to get out of the way, okay? So the first one, guys, we need to talk about it. I already talked a lot about it, but yeah, let's just get over with it. The popular US main battle tank. I mean, it gotta be the Abrams, right? We already have the M60 there on the tech tree, so they probably are talking about the Abrams, right? For or as a Taiwanese vehicle, okay? The Abrams, of course, would be the M1A2T, which is a M1A2 SEP V3. Yes, we already did some videos talking about it, so I'm not gonna elongate myself. But remember, this is the extra armored trophy APS, one of the most advanced Abrams at the time ever made, right? It will include an APU, and it will include many upgrades on the vehicle itself. But yes, the US popular made, US made popular main battle tank, for sure, M1A2, right? That's for sure. I think there's nothing else that can be added. I mean, it has to be. But then they went on talking about other domestic vehicles for China. The SAM and the Jet. So what are these? Well, the Jet, guys, it needs to be the J10 in its new variant. I mean, yeah, it can be a J11 variant. It can be a J15, a J16, something crazy like that. But let's be honest, I'm pretty sure it is the J10 because the leaks that we had. It would be the B or C models. I still believe it is going to be the C model to be a top tier jet with, the best of the best that the Chinese can produce. And remember that they say that they also will be expanding upon options provided by Pakistani vehicles to help expand the tree alongside the planned domestic vehicles. That can mean many things. It can mean other vehicles. It can mean like Western vehicles even. But let's be honest, the J10C is used not only by China, but also by Pakistan, right? So I have a really high thrust that we will see the Pakistani or like the Chinese, doesn't matter, but in a general sense, the J10C. So the J10C would be an upgraded version of the B model. The B model already has many upgrades, like for example, the PESA radar initially, IESA later, they kind of were in between upgrades there, but IRST, laser rangefinder, a new engine, of course, which is much better than the original, AL31 engine, so the C model would have that engine. The B model, I think, if I'm not mistaken, still uses an AL31, but the C model in particular uses WS10B, right, which is a much better engine. And it would have the IESA, it would have better missiles if they want to. So overall, just a whole bunch of upgrades to the J10, which is already, guys, although it is a 13.7 vehicle, right, it is still one of the best jets you can fly out there. It is amazing in its dogfighting capabilities and everything, right? So it is one of the best aircraft in the game. But the thing is, yeah, it can be upgraded, okay? So it was on the leaks. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the J10C with some Pakistani, skins on it. So yeah, something like that, right? Again, guys, I mean, they're talking about a new jet that is domestically built, right? So I'm taking out of the equation here F-16s and other vehicles that Pakistan uses, but just for now, because it can be added. They said later that we might see something being added on that regards, but for the top tier jet, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the J10 or something similar to that. A Chinese domestic design for sure, okay? And then the new AA system, the new SAM system. This is where it's the hardest thing, honestly, to actually be added, because there's so many AA systems that the Chinese have or are starting to produce. So probably they're talking about a new SAM system that is going to be, you know, like better than what we have, right? And let's be honest, it is very hard to find which of the systems that they use or starting to use or whatever can be added. Okay, so there are plenty of them. I will give you some options. One of them would be the HQ-12, which is a semi-active radar homing missile, but also can be a radio command guidance guided, right? So yeah, it can track targets, 2 missiles out against like 1 target and stuff. So it would be a little bit more limited system than, for example, the Buck, but it would still be on par with the range of these missiles and stuff. So yeah, it would be very interesting to see. It's more of a medium range kind of missile system. So yeah, it's difficult to know exactly what variant or something, but it would be a system that we can have. It's a multi-vehicle system as well. Yeah, very interesting system. Another one would be the HQ-22. So the HQ-22 is a little bit more problematic because it is, you know, basically it's comparable to the S300, right? The Buck that we have in the game is already comparable to the initial models of that, right? So it's complicated to talk about. The thing is, for example, if it is the FK3, which is the export model of this vehicle, can even come to Thailand, which is pretty interesting. So for Japan, right? But in a general perspective, which would be a controversial thing, by the way, very controversial. But this system would be a little bit less advanced than the domestic one, so around 100 kilometers of range, maybe a little bit less. So more on par with the Buck. Still, this is not active radar homing. It is semi-active or command-guided, if I'm not mistaken. So multiple of these systems can be added. So I don't know, we have the HQ-9, for example, which is a semi-active radar homing missile that it's comparable to the S-300. Basically, it's a derivative of that missile. Again, these older S-300s are pretty much almost on par with the Buck, depending on the version that we have in the game. So there are plenty of missile systems. I honestly don't know what they're going to add, but these are some of the systems that we can see, okay? So again, guys, it's problematic to find stuff, but at the same time, it's not that hard because, you know, there are plenty of options. There are newer ones and older ones as well. You know, better ones. There's the HQ-11, which is a newer one that I don't think it's in service right now. But yeah, it would be a less advanced system with smaller missiles and stuff. So, I mean, so many, like so many options are out there. But you can expect the 2 ones for sure. I mean, very hard, if not, it's just kind of confirmed even. The other ones, yeah, the AA systems, I have no idea, honestly, but these are some of the options, okay? So I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think China will receive in the future. See you guys on the next one. Bye.